Hello and good evening from somewhat cloudy California. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I am quite excited and still a little breathless for my Dr. Heavenly co-hosting gig. We did a little bit of an interview because I was so glad I got to ask her about Lisa Nicole Cloud. I'm so glad. But I also I had a couple other disrespectful questions that I didn't get to ask. Wait a minute, hold on. Are we live? Is this airing? Okay, good. All right, there we go. Is this public? Okay, good. Sometimes it takes a minute and you don't see people in here. I just wanted to make sure I was good. Um, So here's what I wasn't going to, what I couldn't ask, what Chris told me I shouldn't ask, because I run my questions through Chris, because he'll be like, no, you need to take that down a notch. You need to take that down a notch. You want to be asked back. So I wanted to ask her how much it would cost as a dental professional to fix Dr. Simone's overbite. I wanted to ask her that. I also wanted to ask her because one of the questions the producers gave us is what did we want to see in Real Housewives Reunion Part 2 and 3? And I said I would like to see either Juan stand up for his Touch Me Not or Rob the Throb to come on out of the closet with a new late in life lesbian plot line. He said I couldn't say that either. So I didn't say it on that show. I decided to say it here where I can be a little more foolish. But
Shout out to Chris.
shout out to Chris for always keeping me and my big mouth out of trouble because
Right.
I talk about a lot of people, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk myself out of a job.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Congratulations, Alex, by the way, for your debut with Dr. Heavenly. I was there in the chat cheering you on with your fellow Biffas. It was Bifferific, full of us. I saw it everywhere. The last I looked, it
Oh,
got up to like,
and yes, hold on. Let me thank you all for
yeah,
showing up and showing the fuck out. I could barely keep up with the comments. I'm gonna go and watch the replay so I can watch the comments because I'm trying to be on the show, read the
yes,
questions, and then look at the comments. I'm like, okay, I really need to focus on making sure these jokes land.
yeah.
But oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and that will also get me booked again because they're going to see. Oh, well, Alex brings an audience. So
Yeah,
I
the
can tell you
chat
how
was
much I
full
appreciate
of the Biffas. A lot of excitement to see you. It was really cool. So, how did you feel about your overall experience?
it. It was lovely. It was lovely. She was a lot because we've seen Dr. Heavenly tear it up, both on Married to Medicine and on her show with Carlos King. We'll get to him in a minute. Um, we'll get to him in a minute.
Oh, the
Uh,
silence on the show.
so I just had I was expecting a little harsher Heavenly, and I got a quieter, calmer. Like she wasn't throwing as much shade as I've seen, like when she threw the shade about Contessa, and ruined that friendship, which she talked about because she talked about that marriage so bad on her YouTube channel. I would say it would be hard for me to be friends with her. It would after that.
Well, I told you, I respected you for kind of being like, that friendship ended because of your YouTube. And you said it in a straightforward, just let it be there and keep on moving, you know?
It's like I have to tell the truth. I have to speak on what's actually gone on, and we're on your YouTube. But yes, that friendship. I mean, you went in on her on the show, but I feel like if she had gotten a moment's peace in the off season from you, like going in on her and that threadbare marriage. I mean, it was also she wasn't saying anything that we didn't know. I mean, misery is written on her husband's face. He looks awful. And she was just trying to please him, trying to please him. He just wants to be angry. Also, I think you want to be with, who was that girl? Britain. I think you and Britain were a much better match.
I think that with Contessa, Heavenly's YouTube is the gossip that a lot of people say about one another behind their back that you should never hear. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? And because she was saying it to her YouTube channel, we all heard it, and you can't unhear it. And, you know, I'm not condoning gossiping, although here we are, Ms. Bonita. Okay. But what I'm saying is that we all do it. And, like, honestly, there are truly some things that, like, the person should never hear you say because they won't be able to unhear it or move past the relationship, even though we all do it. We also do it behind each other's back. So there's something about the way she aired it out, like she was gossiping to her friends, that we can't unhear it.
And it's so public. It's it's like she was already very insecure about her marriage. And then having the world know it ain't a good marriage. It really ain't a good marriage. I think that it was also kind of maybe in her relationship a choice of, look, you either leave this show and we can try to fix our marriage in private. But honestly, they seemed like they just needed to go on and get divorced. Like Married to Medicine, they browbeat Cecil and Simone back into that loveless union. I still think Simone could have been happier on her own without an albatross like Cecil around her neck, wasting $24,000 on Kids Force. But nobody ever tried to thrust Contessa and her no-lip man back together. They was kind of like, girl, go for what you know.
I'm sorry, I'm calling that man an albatross as a compliment in my book. Like a grouse.
So mean to Cecil.
Well, he wasted $24,000. I thought
it was more than that. I mean, listen, I don't disagree. The Kids Force debacle. I
could never be with someone financially irresponsible. That's my job. That's my job. So we can't have two of us or it won't work. But it was quite lovely. It was I felt at ease, even though I'm like, I probably should have been a little more nervous because this was like the biggest interview of my career. Oh my God. I was watching Miami this morning.
Yes, but it won't be your last. This was just the first.
That's true. And also it showed she was shady. She was fun. She was great to work with.
Also, like, it's a massive thing for you because you had that cameo on Potomac Reunion and now this interview with Dr. Hefferly. I mean, you got from strength to strength, unlike Kyle and her chin.
Well, I mean, get out of here. You literally carried the end of the reunion of Beverly Hills, the first part. Like, you were that moment, that drama that ensued because the conversation. Like,
I was the plot line.
You were the moment.
I was the plot line.
You were. And Teddy should be thanking you for that fetching question because it has made her re-relevant and back in the mix.
Really, it's like people are talking about you because of me. Girl, Game should recognize Game. We're both in the podcast game, living off the Bravo economy. Don't hate, percolate. Let's get on each other's shows. And the thing is, if you listen to the damn question, it wasn't really shade to anybody. It was, these girls don't like, half them girls don't like you. So why you keep bringing her around? You know, when you're calling yourself a gnat because they're calling you a gnat.
Yep. I'm telling you, that would be Game recognizing Game. That is what I would like to see.
And also, Teddy she's like a wasp. They always force themselves upon you, but you don't want them around.
Wasp, gnat, The list of undesirables continue.
She's just, well, I mean, she keeps it on pest. She always wants to keep it on
Speaking of past, can someone call Terminax?
Terminex. Did anyone see the premiere, the little sneak peek of the reunion part 2?
Yes, I did. The part where they were talking about Giselle and Jason.
Oh yes, we're supposed to, like, Giselle. We saw this man for less than a minute on 2 episodes this season, and you brought him up maybe another 2 or 3 times. Like, at least Kenya can hire a man and he'll appear on camera with her. You get these phone boyfriends probably because you cheap, because you too cheap to actually pay somebody to pretend to be your man. So I don't have the patience anymore for Giselle's storyline. Also, I saw a 6-minute teaser this morning. They are like, that's half the damn episode. The episode's only 41 minutes.
Oh, that was, you know what? I see it on I think Chris said it on his review. Shout out to Chris. That he's like, I don't want to see half the reunion in sneak peeks before it actually comes on. Because I feel like literally we're gonna know exactly what it's all about before we even watch it.
And it don't seem to be about too much. I mean,
nope.
Robin doesn't care, so why should we? Now, all of this interesting stuff with Mia and the paternity of the child, this is another thing that should have been the plot line the entire season. You should have had the boyfriend on. Like, once again, but this time Mia wasn't hiding it. Like, Mia was more than willing. Mia's a spread your legs kind of girl. She was more than willing to let everybody into her business, into her throuple, into her bedroom, unlike Rob the Throb, who wants to put her puss behind paywalls.
And that's the thing of the paternity test, because that should have been the biggest talking point of the season. And instead, it just turned into this sort of Maury-esque situation where it was almost pushed under the rug.
Why didn't they have a DNA? Oh my God, they should have had a DNA. Y'all have a paternity question and you don't have a DNA. Nene took a DNA. Ebony took a DNA. A whole bunch of people take DNAs to find the pappy, so let's find the pappy.
Do we know when they were informed about Mia's boyfriend situation? Like, when was Gordon flapping his lips about this? This was a while back though, wasn't it? Didn't we hear about this?
It seems like the way they're saying it, it seems like when filming had wrapped, but before it must have been when filming had wrapped, but before the reunion.
That was plenty of time for a DNA, because you know what I mean? Like, obviously these things had been discussed. So I agree. That was a failure there. You could have made, listen, do we think Mia is above having a paternity test read on a reunion about her child's
Absolutely
paternity?
Not.
No.
That's right at Mia's level. If there was anyone I would suggest that to or for, it is the people like Mia Thornton.
Okay, so do you think that's going to be like the DNA paternity thing going to be the thing we'll go straight into next season?
Absolutely. Oh my God. Oh hell, 150%. This, I think Mia said, she might have said, well, I'll do a paternity test on camera, but I'm going to need an extra 150,000 because my man is broke. What's up with these coots going coinless?
I know, and also if Mia plays this right, like if she could get a spin-off, like if it's not like the kid, it could do like a whole spin-off thing about finding the pappy.
Oh, Mia can. This is good for a storyline, but Mia isn't enough on her own to carry a show. I haven't seen that from her yet. Like, no. I feel that a lot of the housewives only work in ensembles.
It wouldn't be like a show. It'd be like how they would do like the wedding specials.
But they know that it's either Gordon or Ink. it's one of the two. So it's, you know what I mean? It's a grand reveal. I mean, I will say, well played, Mia, for your trashy, crazy little life. Well played about being the redheaded step stripper that comes on the show that everybody put their nose, look down their nose at. And well played for just bringing all of the baggage that you got with you and reconstructing your life after, as you said, Alex, your coot went coinless.
And I couldn't. I
Mm-mm.
just I couldn't imagine marrying. And she married him for money. Let's be real. I don't know what the hell this inheritance talk was. How much and who died? How much?
Sometimes
Who
she's
died?
such a
I want to
weirdo.
know who did.
She's
I
such
need
a
to
weirdo with the lies sometimes.
really. It's like
She's
you
a
can't keep your
weirdo.
stories straight, but we know you. And there's nothing wrong with saying we have an arrangement. Like I
Yeah.
love him because I love money. I love comfort. I love nice things.
Wasn't it obvious when they came on the show?
And he
Look at them.
he wants a hot wife. He wants,
Yep.
the beauty on his arm and a freak in the boudoir. Cause I'm sorry, but her and them friends, they were sleeping together. I believe they truly
Yeah.
swung.
And that's the thing, when you are with someone who's older than you, when you have that, it's like you have that protection to say if shit happens, you at least get paid. So why is all these penniless, what was it with all these coinless coots and their penniless pensions? I'm sorry.
I think if your rich older husband is okay with going on a reality show, you better start saving your money for a rainy day that you get on being on the show, because that means that your future is not secure. Because the rich husbands that have trophy wives that don't want their lives completely exploited and blown up, they're saying no to the show.
I mean, that's so true. Look at Kenny.
Michael Darby.
Or no, I'm sorry, Lisa and what's his name? Who's already engaged. Lenny. He agreed to do that from Miami Housewives. He agreed to do that show, I believe, so that she would have some income, so that when it came time for the divorce, it was like, okay, well, you work, you make
Yep.
your own money, you make a decent salary, so you don't get to soak me for everything.
Yep. Kelsey Grammer did it with Camille. Dumped
Yep.
her off on the Beverly Hills doorstep and said, "Bye ho, I'm going off with my mistress."
Yeah.
Look at Joe.
And they married their mistresses too.
They sure did.
Also, I don't want to bring the pussy grabber into the equation here, but look at Michael Darby. Like he got on the show and then pissed off out.
And left Ashley with nothing.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Ashley shaking in her boots. She thought she was going to get paid.
So did I. I have to take it back because I said, "Oh, Ashley's getting a second one. Ashley's securing the bag. Oh, she's playing the long game. So smart." I gotta eat my words. Ooh, they don't taste good.
The only way you play the long game with men like that is widow money when there are no children. That's the only way. That's the only way. Other than that, you gotta let them eat in peace. What?
Do you really think that Ashley, of all people, has got the intelligence to do a long game?
I do. I think that she was playing a good long game, and that pregnancy tripped her up because she didn't want to do the bye thing anymore. Yeah, I think that changed her. Like you said on the show, I believe that you're like, it changed it. Like having a kid, you're like, I want to do different things now.
Well, you don't necessarily want to like just do it with random strangers. You know, not everybody. Certainly don't want to speak for all women. I'm just saying, like, I could understand that because it's something that I definitely had a different attitude about all of, I'm a single parent. So even now it's just different, but so I can respect her, that being a big, no pun intended, kink in the marriage or lack thereof.
Shocking.
I'll be glad to see Ashley leave this season. I think I'm ready to see her go. And also, we asked a great question over on Heavenly Show. and I'd love to revisit it here. Giselle without Robin, what do we see?
Failure.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's like when you're so synonymous being one half to a duo, you can't break it up and go separate. It's only very rarely that's a success and it works. And Giselle and Robin, is like it is a very iconic duo. I mean, to look at pairs outside of like households like Trixie and Cartier and things like that, you can't put the two. You can't put the two separately. They are always a unit, and you can't sell Giselle without Robin and vice versa.
I mean, you can't even sell Robin to Juan.
She couldn't even like buy him enough, with that house. But no, I think what I'm curious is I don't think any other cast member trusts Giselle. I think Robin's the only one because they're friends. So if you don't have Robin there, you have a bunch of castmates, coworkers, literally, that the relationship is not trust-based because of the way Giselle has chosen to play the game. That's why Candace was so deeply betrayed, because she thought they were buddies. And then she's like, no, I will try and create issues in your marriage for a storyline instead of come up with anything on my own. You are not above it. The only person that's really above it is Robin, and that's barely.
Yeah.
And
I mean, when Candace brought out the props to literally show up Giselle, like you knew the Heather had her right there and then.
Well, I worry. I thought this was an abysmal season. I was like, and I blame the producers. The storytelling was so poorly done. There was so many other things to address, or I don't even know if I could say that. It was very poor storytelling. Let me just stop there. I'm very curious to see how they put this cast back together next year, because so many of them were duds, but they're really struggling with chemistry on a cohesive cast because they haven't felt like a friend group for like at least 2 or 3 seasons for me now.
I think that Giselle's storyline this season is going to be being the odd one out. Yeah. I think she's going to try to run up Karen's ass, and Karen is going to be like, I will do group scenes with you. I will do 1 or 2 one-on-ones, but I'm not going to be your best friend or your storyline.
Or your Patsy.
You're too irritating. You're too snake. Like you said, there's no trust.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be a hot seat season for Giselle, where all the girls are going to gang up on her because she has nothing to give. And I think this is when the storyline is not going to go her way because production's already made decisions for her. They already know no one messes with you. And so we're going to put you in that situation so that people can watch you squirm and fail. I think that this is her last season too, because you kicked too many other people off of the show. You know, now without Robin, who are you going to film with?
I think Mia, to be honest with you, because Mia will do anything. I think Mia will quickly be like, get hand up her, crook of her elbow and say, come along with me because I need to stay on this show.
Now, I think Mia's a lot of things, but I expect her to have some degree of decorum.
No.
I could see Mia actually going against Giselle because I think Mia knows the snake when she sees, because Mia's lived. So I think Mia knows the stunts Giselle pulls, and I think she knows I don't think Mia would be her friend. I think Mia will be cool with her, but I don't think Mia, like, she could. It is an option that Mia could run up under Giselle, but I think Mia could see Giselle as a sinking ship, and she needs this coin more than anything right now. So I think she'll be like, I'll go after Giselle, and that will be my plotline next season, along with this paternity.
And also, I would say if they're wise enough to do this, I think they should actually pull Giselle to the side and actually try to make some sort of agreement, like how Bravo did with Candy before she was kicked out the show, so she can leave with some degree of grace.
Yeah, it's like we've had you on the show for, it'll be 9 seasons next year. We have exhausted all of your personal story. I don't want to see you doing the podcast with Rob and still having Rob as a friend of the show, because I'm sure you tried to do that. I'm like, no, get her off utterly and completely. She don't care. We don't care. Candace is gone, so I think any new girl that comes on is going to be wise to Giselle's crap and not try to get up under her.
What do you think they're going to do with the remnants of this altercation? Do you think they're just going to sweep is it Kiarna?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say her name right. Kiarna.
They call her Kay.
Thank you. Shout out to Kay. Do you think that they're going to have Kay back? Do you think they're even going to ever entertain Ashley's Muppet? You know, what do we think? Is there going to be any? How are they going to address that?
I liked Kay. I thought they brought her in too late in the season. Like, I feel when they bring you in late in the season, they don't have any intention on keeping you.
Or they're afraid they'll think you're going to be a big pull for the show.
So I don't see her coming back. She was defending Candace, but she still was in the altercation. I don't see her coming back. I would like her back, but I don't see it from Bravo.
And the absolute most, I probably see her as a friend of the show and used sparingly, but I don't see her that often.
We've got a special guest. Jay Lee's Coroner is here. I can't believe it. Hello, Jay Lee.
I gotta find my AirPods so I can hear you.
Hey, Jay Lee.
Hey.
Can you hear me, Alex? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
I am tired. I wasn't gonna have my own live, and I saw you were live, so I was like, let me pop on.
Thank you so much for joining us. How the hell are ya?
I'm good. Well, first of all, how are you? Heavenly University co-host of what's the day of Thursday. That was so amazing.
Wonderful. I am wonderful. So how did it happen? I'm sure that was going to come up. Her producer is a fan of me and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So she suggested me, and Heavenly was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I was keeping it. I kept it quiet for about a week or so. And then we got to do the promotion today. So it was fun. It was really fun.
It was really, I like that version of Heavenly, because Heavenly she can be Heavenly. However, it was like entertaining. Alex was Alex, his unapologetically self. And that is what we love. Yeah. It was
Alex is just such the most amazing energy for Heavenly. Like, you volley so well with her. Like, you.
I would say we're both readers.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was like, okay, I can definitely go full Alex, and she'll be like, yeah, that's something I say. That's something I say. And then and I wanted her to get I know she can be Heavenly. I was surprised she was a little calmer than she is on her show with Carlos King. But I had a ball. I was like, I was low key. I was like, I hope I can get her into good reading mode.
I think you guys, once you guys got settled, you guys slipped into a great rhythm where you were chit-chatting, you were getting to share her opinions, they were very heavenly, right? And you got an exclusive. Nobody knew that she shot with her sister, but she refused. Excuse me, we got some serious tea there.
And that would have been good for the show. That would have been another episode.
100%.
I wonder if sister will come on next season. Now that Heavenly said something.
They said that she said they keep asking her, so hopefully they will. I mean, I know the check would be good.
People. Now, did she say the sister was sick before, or she's sick currently?
I'm not sure. I thought it was the mom that was sick.
Okay. When you kept asking her about Toya's house, I said, Lord Jesus,
I wanted to know because they've been now. This show has been on for 10 years. We've watched Toya get a new house for every one of those years. So this year, when we didn't get to see Toya get a new house, and we know she sold her other one, I was surprised. I wanted to see the new residence, the new rental, or the new home.
Because I didn't watch this season, so I didn't, know they didn't show her house. That's weird though, because it's the house wives. How do you not show your house?
Child, they I guess they maybe because of that read at BravoCon when I told her she should become a real estate agent since she's bought and sold so much in the greater Atlanta area. You know where all the good rentals and sales are. You've lived in every gated community Atlanta has to offer at this point. From Sugarloaf to Alpharetta.
Maybe she'll do that next year.
I could see it. I hope she does. I want to check. I want a part of that first commission. That's all I want.
Diane Rodgers owns 51% of that share.
What other gossip stuff which I was talking about before I interrupted the conversation? You just popped in.
Oh, we were talking about what is going to happen to Giselle now that she doesn't have Rob the Throb on the show.
She gonna sink. Because she does have Robin. She does have Candace to fight with. Her and Karen are getting along. So she'll really be a dud. Like before, at least we could hate her and Robin together. She would fight with Candace. And that was, a thing for like a season or two. But other than that, Giselle, she always gives nothing. So it's not as if it's anything new that she'll give nothing. It's just now it'll be more, we'll see it more. Production won't be able to ignore it. They won't be able to avoid it. Like Giselle needs to be fired. If she's not fired this season, she for sure should not come back past season 10.
Exactly. I think that they're setting her up to get her out at the 9th season. I think also it's like we've had 3 years of colorism and mean girl talk, and I'm like, I want to see something different. And we're always going to have these same conversations with Giselle there.
Giselle is just aggravating more than anything else. I feel like Giselle, I know a lot of people say, it's a colorist thing. I think she just thinks she's pretty and she doesn't have to do much. And they allow her to get away with it. And I think even at the reunion for part 1, like I don't really care about her laughing at Candace crying, because Candace always cried. So it's not as if that was like, oh my God, a moment. Like she cries every episode, so it wasn't a big deal. But I still feel like she wanted a moment, thinking because next season I can keep fighting with Candace. Next season, Candace would have to fight against the notion that, oh, you caused these death threats. And Candace said, checkmate, bitch, I'm gonna quit. Now what?
And what really irks me about Giselle is that she has this deep-seated emotional immaturity and also this emotional lack of intelligence as well, where she would just cry on a whim. She would just she wants to be the center of the universe, and when it doesn't go her own way, she unravels, and it comes across very needy and very woe is me, and very like, if I'm not in the limelight, and I'm not going to give you anything.
I can see that with Candace. I think it was smart for Candace to leave before she is cemented in her reputation as awful. She's already a TV villain, but she can kind of be a likable villain. She has some fans. She has some good reads.
Now she's off the show. She'll be a great fit for Traitors.
She'll be a great fit for Traitors. She'll be a great fit for House of Villains. I would love to see her actually act more on the all black shows and
even Big Brother.
What?
Even Big Brother as well. Some Big Brothers.
Yeah, and the streamers are the new place to be. It's not all about network television anymore. Some of these streamers have much better numbers and a smaller fan base, but a much more loyal fan base where they're keeping these shows on.
And a lot of people are not. We're not into the housewife shows like we used to be. Like, no one is sitting at home on Sundays waiting for the show. We're like, oh, we'll catch it when we catch it, and we'll talk about it later. Like, no one's waiting to see what's going to happen next halftime because it's already leaked online. It's on one of the blogs. You see, the fact we've already seen part of part 2 reunion already. Yeah. They're putting 5-minute how a 5-minute clip isn't a sneak peek. That is a whole segment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think
that's like half the reunion. It's 6 minutes, 7 minutes out of 42. That's a sixth of the reunion.
Yeah, because we talked about this a few weeks ago, Alex, that because of the way the shows are set up, we know the formulas already because the main cast of shows, like your Atlantis, your Potomacs, your Salt Lake Cities, they all follow the same sort of structure where you almost know what's going to happen before it happens because it is somewhat not set up in a way, but it's like a scripted reality where you can sort of pick out how it's going to fall down. And we've become so used to it. So we become so used to it. It's become this sort of like premeditated show where we can go into it and almost know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. So
it's formulaic.
Yeah, exactly, formulaic. And what we need is new C's. We need new cast. We need new blood. We need a whole different set of people from different walks of life in this under the Housewives umbrella, because we've talked about like having a Real Housewives of New Orleans, Boston, Philadelphia. We need these new shows because we've had the same shows for over a decade, and it becomes tired. And that's why Married to Medical is just running away with it because it is new and exciting. Even if it's only over 10 years, but it keeps you interested. I mean, who really wants to tune in to see the Gizzard go a whole France again? No.
And they also have authentic relationships on Married to Medical.
Exactly.
Except Phaedra.
Well, and I think people are tired of Giselle relying on like stirring the turd, being the bone carrier, and reacting to other gossip she's heard about other people. So, and playing off of that with Robin, and that being the only contribution that she's bringing to the table. So now I feel like what Alex said is true, that they're going to put her in a position where it's going to be like, now what? Everything that you've done up until now has built the house of cards you are now relying on to keep you going. Because I also think too, Giselle is an example of what happens to all of the franchises. If you're on this for so long, you turn into a professional housewife and you're a completely different animal than you are when you're a fresh reality star that's actually sharing their life.
And sometimes Giselle would say stuff that wasn't true. Like she would. I feel like if you're going to be a bone collector, at least collect the right bones. It's like start the right shit and don't start stuff that then everyone is trying to backtrack and see what was false. Because that makes it like the fact that after a reunion they're trying to sort through who said what on camera is ridiculous. Giselle know what she said. She know what she implied, but she wants to play
right. We all do. Yeah,
that's a waste of time.
Semantics.
It's like no, yeah, right. It's like no, it's like it's on camera. It's literally on film.
When you're dead wrong, you like the devil's in the details. You cling to the semantics and the details when you can't argue about your position on a high level, which is very simple. You know what you did. You know what you did.
Right.
Did you see the clip of Robin when Chris is on stage and Robin is like asking about if that was really his dick and if the girl had like the screenshots? I'm like, Robin, shut the fuck up. Like Juan isn't even there to speak on the actual receipt of him at hotel. So how dare you question Chris when the girl said she lied?
And your husband has cheated on you through the marriage and you hid it from everyone because you didn't feel it was worth talking about. You didn't want to share it. So if Candace's man is cheating, why are you trying to share the shit?
And if he is, at least he's there to support Candace. He's sitting behind her. I feel like even when husbands do fucked up shit, like when Anthony said, you know, at some time Michael did not want to film. He did not want to go to the reunion. But when he got caught up in shit, he showed up because he had to. We don't like him, but he at least showed up, lied or whatever. But he came and took the brunt of it. Juan has only came to what, maybe one, maybe two reunions, and then he still like doesn't say shit. He is literally caught up in many scandals. And for him to not show up, and then for you to try to question Chris over fake receipts when there's a real one for Juan. It's the fucking laundromat, the nail salon, the hotel that he paid for, and then y'all lying about it and then putting it under a paywall. It's like, no, Robin should have been fired. I feel like had Juan showed up, Robin would have sat for a share. because they would have grilled Robin and Juan. She would have, for the first time ever, got first chair, and Karen would have been sitting at
Bring Canada Girl, fly Canada Girl, and bring on the mistress like they did with the cookie lady on Housewives of Atlanta.
Has anyone talked to the lady before? Or has anyone like interviewed the Canada lady yet?
I don't think so.
And the thing is with Robin, she is just a tawdry irrelevance that has passed her prime. I mean, how many seasons have been recycling with the same old shit? Her husband's cheating, is one coming, podcast, that's it.
And what's stupid is Robin, technically, Robin is more interesting than Giselle, because at least Robin has scandal. Giselle has some kids, and them kids are gone. So I feel like Robin doesn't even she could be first chair. Like, lean into your life. Like, it's supposed to be reality TV. Even if Juan doesn't want to participate, okay, fine. Podcast shit by Juan. And we would at least support that.
I think it was Juan not showing up, but that was the nail in the coffin. They were like, he does not get to punk out. The way Andy asked Robin, and it was like, he doesn't have a job now. What's the excuse? The way that Juan has, So I honestly think the fact that that Juan was not willing to sit behind her and participate and play the game when she had a pretty abysmal season, they're like, you brought nothing, you don't care about nothing, you don't have nothing sitting behind you. Thank you for your services.
Robin tried to fake like me and Juan have this strong bond, and I'm not really mad at him, and he didn't really do anything wrong. But in hindsight, you picked that Juan because Juan got you fired.
You picked that Juan.
Because if Robin handled this season like Jada and her business, it would have been a whole different season. She would have got first chair
and a raise. I hope
That's
that
true.
Like Jada Pinkett Smith, they're both married to bottoms.
There are housewives that take this sort of situation and spin it to their advantage, like the true professional that they are. We know there are other people that would not be in this situation.
Exactly. Like, who would be good? I would say not Candace. I would say Ashley would have spent this.
She would have
to her.
She'd have been crying. Ashley would have shot a scene with the mistress. She would have been a whole, because Ashley doesn't mind. Ashley knows it's about the drama of it all, and if it's happening, it's happening. But that's the part to lean into. I don't think Robin has to leave Juan. They're roommates. They need to live together. But you can at least admit what's going on.
I just had an epiphany. What if Ashley, because now Ashley, I feel, is intelligent. What if Ashley, she got street smart. She knows how to work, man.
Intelligent-ish.
Ish. What if she came on this show knowing it would expose Michael's cheating, thinking that she would be able to use that as humiliation and emotional distress in the divorce to try to get more money? I could see it.
That could work.
I do. That thought absolutely occurred to me at certain times, especially when she renegotiated the prenup and wanted a postnup. That was where I was much more confident that she actually was steering the ship of the situation. But now that I'm finding out that she rubs his feet every night and he ain't on camera and she uses his credit card for Postmates, and the respect that I had is long gone.
Well, I think he really didn't want to do the show anymore. I think she's using the divorce as a plot line. I think if she's smart, she won't divorce him and hang on for that widow money.
Oh, I think he's dicked her out of the will too with the way he's playing. But I also
ooh, damn.
Oh, damn. I think so, don't you?
Oh no, well, I mean, she is the mother of the children, so I would imagine he'd leave. Well, then again, he might just leave the money to the kids and not Yeah, we don't know. Well, no, usually with divorce cases like that, when the man is very wealthy, there is life insurance put in place for the children and the wife, especially in the first marriage. So there might be some life insurance.
Or he could put the trust, or he could put the money into a trust fund for the kids and can't have to touch it.
He does have kids from a previous marriage as well. So just know that there are
older kids.
Yes.
I think Ashley wanted to come on the show. I think she did. I don't think she thought it through deep enough to like expose Michael. I think she liked it at some point. I do believe once she got a bit older and got pregnant, I do think she's like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit no more. Yeah. Because she was over it. I think she just outgrew him. I think, and now she's realizing, damn, the prenup really not prenupping. And what I thought I could get, I can't get. So
I didn't post up it right.
I didn't post up it right. I didn't do it the right way. And so because Michael still wants some kind of control, he's like, cool, I'll buy you a house. We'll still date other people, but I can fuck you when I want to. And she's down with that. And I think it works for them now until Michael dies. And then she'll be the wife, she'll get the money. Or until they really just divorce. But I think right now they're enjoying fucking other people and each other. And she has some white men to pay her bills.
So an open marriage, essentially.
Basically. But she likes it for some strange ass reason. I don't know. Because Michael doesn't like Gollum. It's really, really weird. But
he does.
But I think she liked that white man. I do.
I think she had 2 kids with him.
I would say more like Keebler Elf than Gollum.
2 kids is a lot.
Those Keebler cookies are so nasty.
Just like Michael.
They don't taste good. Just like Michael.
Again, Michael.
Yeah.
Just like Michael.
I know.
DUI. What?
I think they'll let Ashley go next season too.
Who?
Ashley.
Oh yeah, I could see Ashley being a messy friend of, because I feel like that's all she really is now.
True. Actually, they should bring back a Scala.
We could bring back a Scala. We could we need some new women. I feel like I think everybody's over Wendy. Wendy, we've tried with you. I feel like I am Wendy's only fan.
Do you think they should get rid of Wendy and keep NECA? Or
no, I was gonna say NECA can go right on with her. NECA did not shit. She was a miss with everything to me. I agree.
I think Kay established herself as much more of a player in a way shorter amount of time as far as being like impactful.
And that's why I think Kay's a friend of the show.
I'm more interested in Kay's story than I am in NECA's. NECA just didn't seem likable. Like there was no organic, genuine friendship with the other ladies. And as much as you were trying to go after Wendy, doing the Green Eyed Bandits bidding, we weren't seeing you connect with them either. So I'm like, it just wasn't where it was like you two could have gone after Rob and Giselle, and that would have been interesting to just shade them. And there's so much to talk about them.
Remember when Candace first came and Giselle and Robin kind of used her against Monique? I feel like every season Giselle and Robin kind of use somebody to fight with somebody else. And then they avoid it being directly from them. I feel like NECA coming in and going at Wendy, to me, I think she allowed the idea that she can be on team Giselle and Robin, and that and it just didn't go off well with the fans of the show, because even though everyone doesn't like Wendy, she's more likable than Giselle and Robin, and trying to fuss with her over really hearsay. Oh, my cousin, brother, girl, whatever. Fuck her trying, and who cares? It was like it went on too long, and you ruined your chance to show who you were. To me, she's worse than the Anne Marie girl on Beverly Hills, who wants to make it seem as if, oh, I was seeing wrong. No, you came on, you played the wrong cards, and we saw you for your shit, and now you can go away.
And it's so interesting how she wanted to play the question that she wanted to act like she was offended by the question I asked at BravoCon at the reunion, when I'm like, girl, I was watching you and you whipped your head around and were grinning from ear to ear. She was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you asked that about Ted. Like, you were a freaking fan of the question, Heffa.
She's a fan of the show. I feel when Anne Marie came, because I read her little thing when she was let go or whatever, she said like they didn't really show my real life, they didn't see the real black side of my life, and blah blah blah. And I feel like because you came in trying to be white adjacent, you came in trying to be close with the white women. You did not want to even get in connection with Garcel or even Crystal, who is a minority. I feel like you try to play white women games with your black skin and it didn't work. And then once they did not hold you up, you feel abandoned. Besides, you can't blame Garcel for not embracing you when you didn't embrace yourself as a black woman on the show.
And she wanted to say on Carlos Thick Tongue King show that Garcel wants to be the only black woman on the show. And I'm like, girl, she has brought on 2 of her black friends in 3 seasons to be friends of the show. She has brought on Sheree, Will Smith's ex-wife and current wife of a football player. And then who was her other friend?
Well, she's always showed like her black friends, but I feel like Garcel being the first black woman on that show, we have to also admit she kind of doesn't have any power to block anybody at all, because for her first 2 seasons, Garcel did not want to even fight back and fuss because she did not want to be the angry black woman. So for Anne Marie to make it seem as if in this season, Garcel is, making things more racial or rigging up more race issues than she needs to, because she's finally not putting up with their bullshit. She's finally calling them out on what they do and their microaggression towards black women. And if you can't see that, Anne Marie, then maybe you're not black enough.
That's the thing. Because I think what you said, Julie, about Kyle is that she wants to be associated with the white cast members, but she's a person of color herself. Like it is a person of color trying to use pink toe tactics just to get ahead, and that's just not working.
You can't do it. Like I feel like when people come onto that show and they want to latch on to Kyle, to Dorit, to Erica Jane, like they want to latch on because they think those are fan favorites and they're the ones who've been the longest. Garcel is not a line crosser. Like she'll check if she needs to, but I don't think she has the power. So when people come on, they don't think I should, align with Garcel. I think Anne Marie, we thought, okay, they don't like Sutton. Let me not like Sutton. And then by proxy, you're beefing with Garcel. And Garcel technically didn't do anything to you. I'm like, what about your husband's accusations? Or what about your husband's rape accusations when he was in college? Like, you're up here discussing Garcel and Sutton and all this stuff and how you felt like, well, you weren't given a fair shot. Well, discuss your husband's shit then.
Garcel is my mama's favorite. She is. And I think Garcel is truly a fan favorite too, because she just appeals to a lot of people. And I think Anne Marie is, regardless of what you think about that, Anna Marie, is jealous of that. That she had. And so say what you want, but that sounds like Bitter Betty to me.
I would say that too. Garcel is very authentic.
People love her.
Yeah. And Garcel has a natural energy about her. So like she'll go into like a very tense room and give it like a lot of like freedom and a lot of energy. There's not a lot of Garcels out there that can change the energy in a room on a whim. And also like she's like shady, but she's nice shady. That makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's also you can rattle her.
And there's
very
few people who have that sort of ability there.
That is a good, she does not rattle easy. She's very like calm and she knows how to play the corporate Hollywood game. But I want to see the island gal come out because she got that Haitian and I want to see it because with those reads,
The Island Shade.
Bacon reads Island Shade. Woo!
I think next season because her first 2 seasons, Garcel was too nice. But again, she was the only black woman, first black woman, and I can't come off too crazy. When they brought Sheree on with Sharice, Will Smith's ex-wife, she was a dud. Period. I feel like
season, failure to launch.
It was a bad thing. I think this season, for the first time, Garcel was really like she would get back with you. I hope next season she feels more supported by the fans, not only the black fans, just fans in general who support her. She doesn't have to fear being looked at as this angry black woman if she's fussing back and forth with whoever else.
Because it's a show about conflict and conflict resolution, so it's okay to have an argument.
Because if Erica Jane was black, acting how she act, they would say, "Oh, she's an angry black woman." But no one says that about them now, and they act the same way. Garcel doesn't act any different than anybody else on the show. She just happens to be a black woman, and they don't even understand the whole don't call me angry, don't say I'm aggressive, don't say I attacked you, because you don't use those words for anybody else.
Alex, why did all those old hags go see the foot, honey? I don't know.
They got paid to do it.
Super chat. What?
They got paid to do it because Sharice and Robin and Giselle at a Nicki Minaj child paid promotion. That's payola.
Full free press and full promo.
Oh, they went to go see the one Nicki married Minaj. To the felon.
Yeah. Sharice will do anything for publicity.
Oh God, no. Shout out to Forest Rock.
Oh, God.
It was Sharice, Ashley, Giselle, Robin, and NECA. And then somebody else who we didn't know who they were, but they were there too.
Sharice.
Well, Nikki did go to the reunion.
Sharice Jackson Jordan is a greasy wigged bitch. Sharice Jackson Jordan, I don't care what nucleus you are in your mind, you are as insignificant as an atom to the rest of us. I need you to stop trying to appear on these shows. You cannot get these ladies together. They don't like you and they don't respect you. They only use you because, well, they already cleared you for filming, so it's easy to have you around. But what meaningful have you done on the show since you cried about your $80,000 champagne room because you realized even though you had a nice champagne room, you still didn't have your husband's love?
Sharice would be a good cast member if she just took the stick out her ass. With Robin being gone, I do wonder how that could work out because I think Robin is a drag. So is Giselle. Sharice isn't that like when she was talking to Candace about the bottle thing. That was a cool moment. I'm like, where's that fucking Sharice? Like, where is she at? Like, I can tolerate her, but I feel like when she's around Robin and Giselle, she's an old hag.
And the thing is, Sharice, it's very pick me energy.
Very. That party where she had the drunken, table slamming was ridiculous.
And looking like a drunk auntie.
And it's also
ridiculous.
If she were to come back onto the show, it'd be the exposure of the pure lesbonics, guaranteed.
Lesbonics with who?
Who was it again?
Because if Sharice was getting her coochie ate, she'd have a better attitude.
Probably.
Sharice looked like she needs to nut. Sharice looked like she needs somebody to get in there and make her legs shake. Because I'm sure her husband they were not having sex the last 10 years of their marriage. I think that last child's conception was the last time she saw dick.
She better get a vibrator and get a nut off. I mean,
she could buy one at Safari or Ray J's because apparently now they're doing a dual vibrator line.
Wow. Oh no! I just saw.
I feel like we should go on and do the bussies too.
Want to clean my brain out when imagining some of these things. Oh,
it will haunt you, Aaron.
It already is.
I mean, the fact that they're actual products, but back to Sharice. Oh, Jesus,
Yes.
please. Don't let them bring her back. They always, because they've been keeping her around like a wart that won't be removed. And I'm just like, come on, get the liquid nitrogen, burn it, freeze it, let it fall off.
The way that everybody looked at her when she started yelling and slamming the table was like, girl, you're trying too hard, camera. You know what I mean? If the fourth wall was broken by everybody's side glances.
Why does Sharice have so much social power? Honest to God, I do not understand. You are not a permanent cast member on the show. Like all these other girls, like now they're all famous in their own right, more famous than you. So I don't know where, like they are, I think, Sharice was at BravoCon because I turned around and said, okay, never mind.
No.
I said, okay. And then I said, oh, that's enough on that, and walked away. Because I was at the Potomac panel, and I walked right away. Yeah, because that's right after I had asked Mia about if she could keep her timeline straight.
Well, first of all, shade about Mia, but also Sharice, like she has that stance where she's like, it's like everyone else is using Spotify and she's on Tidal. Like it's not keeping up with everyone else.
You know, the thing is, I feel like the women on the show are popular, like in life, like around, like when people watch the show. I think in Potomac, they're not popular. I think in Potomac, they may not even care about them because, like you know, Giselle don't have shit going on. Neither does Robin. Neither one of them has money. I think in Potomac, because Sharice has that status and that money, like she's in the actual circles in the city, but outside of Potomac and with Bravo and all that stuff, their other ones are more popular than Sharice is.
Okay, that makes sense. I could see their Bravo celebrity not holding weight in Potomac, but then they could get recognized in like a New York or Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I think Sharice, I don't think she'd be as good a fit as a friend of the show anymore because Sharice gives me very Seuss energy.
Huh.
Well, not in like a shitty way, like how Nene's in it. She can like do like a hosting gig or go on to all those like reality shows through Zeus or one of Carlos Queef's rejects.
Ooh. Let's see. Oh, the DUI has solidified Sharice's role on. Oh shit. That's right. Sharice and
what DUI?
Giselle will team up to poke fun of Karen for the DUI. And I know Karen is on her grief journey, but that is not an excuse to, you was drunky boo. You was in there with Stella Artois. You looked like, for them, Teresa was saying you was a drunk of Potomac and they pulling you over with bottles in the car and you're, crashing into trees.
Was this what was Stella in there?
What?
Was this a DUI where she got pulled over and she had those two Stella Artois in the car?
Yeah. Well, she wasn't. They damn near had to get her out with the jaws of life. She slammed into a tree trying to avoid hitting another car, and the car was undrivable. It was so damaged.
Oh, geez.
After she hit a bunch of road signs and a median, I think, part of, yeah.
I feel like this actually might be too serious for I feel like I'm not saying Sharice or Giselle wouldn't because they're low and petty, but I think Bravo cares about their image, especially with all the stuff going on with Caroline Manzo. I think that they might be like, we're not going to make light or let people make fun of drunk driving.
Yeah, shit like that. It's too serious. Not even being politics, it will look very bad on Bravo, especially after like a massive like DUI incident like that. I mean, if it was like a small minor scuffle like DUI where it was no harm, no foul, but something like this where she could have seriously got herself killed or someone else killed, it's far too serious, and they shouldn't play around with things like that.
Well,
Yeah.
Shannon had no problem bringing up Gina's DUI, and that CPS could have taken her kids away. And you know they're going to talk about Shannon's DUI on Orange County.
True.
We all
I
know
mean,
they're
they talk.
talking
Well,
about.
let's talk about Luann's alcoholic
That
meltdown.
took the words right out of my mouth. The next situation that I think it's absolutely up on the table. I personally don't enjoy watching anybody at a low moment in their life and like kick them while they're down. I'm always hopeful that this will be a rock bottom and a redemption arc, right? Like I'm happy that Luann seems to be thriving these days, and the most problematic for her are past her. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you hit how many signs on your journey of grief? And you hit a tree that looks like it's the rest of it is on your dress at the reunion. The remnants of that tree look like it's on your dress. I do think we'll be discussing it. I hope that, you know, this to me was a very interesting, weird, sharp turn for Karen. I'm very curious to see how she rebounds from it.
Because, yeah, it's going to be healing, and, you know, we're going to get some footage of her outside of a courthouse. She's going to have to go to court for this and plea. There could be some community service. So I know they're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about, Karen, do you have a drinking problem like Luann, like Leah? And two, because of the reality reckoning with Bravo and all this talk of alcohol and overindulgence and productions making people drink, I think they're going to give us a much more sensitive, sanitized, okay, we're trying to make sure our person's getting better. They maybe have production talk to her. I mean, it didn't happen during filming, but still, I think they're going to take the mindful approach.
If she's smart, if Karen is smart, she should lean into it. Because one, clearly you have a problem. You may not be an alcoholic, but your decision making when you've had a couple of drinks just isn't the best. And I don't want her to try to ignore it as if, it wasn't like, I don't want her to ignore it as if it's not a big deal. I don't want her to play it down, because that's the wrong thing to do. Like, lean into figuring out what your problem is. If you need to, take a little class and not drink so much, and let that be the lesson for you for this season. And that way, Giselle, Sharice, them, they can't mess with you because you're owning what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see if they can. We'll see how they handle it and if they can get it right. I think they're going to try to be, like you said. Like, I think the only way for her to go forward is the ownership path. And if she can get out ahead of this, maybe even do some interviews about it, that would actually be smart. If you don't want them to talk about it on the show, talk about it before, so that way you've gotten it out and it's kind of ad nauseum at this point, so we won't care.
At all.
And that'll mean Giselle still will have to think of something else. And thinking of something else just doesn't seem to be her strong suit. Like,
what if they get rid of Giselle? What if they actually get rid of Giselle?
They're working towards it.
I feel like Mia is running for Giselle.
Yeah. And the thing is with Giselle is, like, if she and Bravo are smart enough, they'll pull Giselle to one side and say, look, we're going to give you an option to walk away gracefully and give you some grace and decorum as you bow out, or we're just going to drop you like a sack of potatoes at the end of next season. And if she's smart enough, she'll take that opportunity to bow out gracefully, because there's no plot line left and she's washed up. I mean, Robin's gone, Candace is gone. There's nothing left for her on the show.
I don't think she can bow out gracefully. I think the only way you can bow out gracefully is if you have something else to do. She has nothing else to do.
She's got that podcast.
No, she don't.
Yeah, they still have Reasonably Shady.
But that's not worth leaving Bravo. Like, Candace leaving makes sense, because Candace got that tour, she's acting, she's doing some radio spots, so she has other stuff that she can do to do time. Even like when Cynthia left, Cynthia has been acting ever since. Like, if you leave the show, you should have stuff that you've already been doing that like it makes sense to leave. She can do the podcast from her house while filming the show.
But here's the thing,
But-
Jaylee. I mean, if they're going to drop it anyway, why not take an offer to like say, "Oh, you take this off, and then we could bring you back and on good terms." That's why if she does come back as a friend of the show, at least she has the opportunity to come back. If she's just dropped, it could terminate the relationship.
Gotta have grace to bow out gracefully. That's true.
Well, on that note, I need to bow out gracefully, but I want to thank you all for joining me and let everybody know where you can follow them at, or they can follow you at.
Y'all know I'm on Gelly's Corner all the time. Well, not today because I'm tired. But usually, Gelly's Corner everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, IG, and all that stuff.
You can check me out on Instagram at psychic_ELB, and would love to have you book a reading. We've been reading for the Biffas. There's still the summer, the rest of the year, and any messages from the universe. You can also check me out on Ray Ray's All Days channel reviewing Drag Race.
And you can't find me because I got no links available.
Well, and I hope y'all follow me on my Patreon. We have a new video coming out tomorrow, and I will see y'all soon for some.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.